So my quick question for the day actually comes from a listener whose name is Michael. And he sent in a question to me, or to us, on the website. And his question was basically, Aaron Rodgers or Big Ben this week. But let me explain kind of his situation. He has no ability to stream a different quarterback. You got 2 Macs on your roster. He's got Big Ben and Rodgers. Do you have any concern, and I guess answer the question, Rodgers or Big Ben, but for him, if Big Ben was somehow out with the concussion or any of those, he's questionable right now, the official designation.
Game.
Rodgers is a Thursday game. So he asked me, I like Big Ben more this week. That was my answer to him. But if there's any doubt about Big Ben, don't you just have to play Rodgers on Thursday Night Football?
Yep. Yeah, you absolutely have to put Rodgers in. Don't worry about it. And it's not like Rodgers has been bad.
Right.
Let's look at what he's done. It's not bad. It's just not a guy you would draft in the first round as a quarterback, and that's where the people have been disappointed by his numbers because other guys taken way later are producing at equal or greater value to Aaron Rodgers. But when you put him in, he's not gonna crap your team. He's not gonna lose it for you on Thursday night.
I just love that phrase. I've never heard that phrase. He's gonna crap your team. That tickled my insides. Because you don't want people that are gonna crap your team.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
So I would put him in. He's probably good for at least 250 and 2. I know the Lions defense has been playing much better. It is in Detroit, but still, with all of that, I feel confident that Aaron Rodgers will get me suitable numbers. Maybe Big Ben outscores him this week. It would not shock me at all. But if your situation is you got to get some points, you got to put Rodgers in.
Yeah, I agree. Aaron Rodgers is the safer play. You got to keep in mind he gets yards on the ground as well, so his baseline will go up against the Lions. But Big Ben's the higher ceiling. But if you're worried about the injury, just
see, you guys are so smart. What I told him was I said, don't deal with this decision. Just start Austin Davis. Because Austin Davis is in line for a start this week. So you guys are way.
You just completely disregarded his only 2 quarterbacks. So who are you dropping? Which one?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
drop
for
him
sure.
for Davis.
For Austin Davis?
Yeah.
Actually,
that's what Mike Pettin would do.
Right. So Mike brought up an interesting point though, because he said, this season Rodgers isn't justifiable as that starter. Obviously, Andrew Luck wasn't justifiable. And so the streaming quarterback, if there's one refrain we've seen in these emails that come in and say, hey, I'm in the playoffs, it's been, hey, I've been streaming quarterbacks all year long.
And it's been working.
But I want to say this, at least, you guys might disagree with me, but you won't. So, but this show is not going to be about one methodology to winning at fantasy football for the next 5 years. I see us probably going into 2016 with the same refrain about streaming quarterbacks because we saw it carried out this year. But if that trend changes in fantasy football, then our advice is going to change.
Absolutely. There's been a long time thing for running backs, for instance. 20 years ago in fantasy football, running backs were the end all be all, and they had to be every pick in the first 3 rounds. They were the only thing that mattered, and that's carried over probably too far in some leagues. You've got to be able to shift to what the NFL's doing, and we try.
Well, and yeah, I mean, I figured out, I told Mike this on the phone, I think. I figured out the trick and the secret to fantasy football.
Breaking news.
Yeah, let me hit the button.
Breaking news.
Don't draft any players that can get injured. That's the key.
Which means you don't draft anybody.
You're abstaining from fantasy football. Got
it. The humor of it is we've had so many season-impacting injuries this year, and obviously I'm a little sensitive because I lost Deion Lewis and I lost Gronk and I lost Foster. But it makes me question going into next year a little bit of the depth versus power. I mean, part of my philosophy in fantasy football for a long time has been, kind of take the risk, put the best possible players on the field. There was a time when my roster looked, just glistening and great. But now I'm questioning that for next year because the injuries are so great now.
We will see.
I mean, that's the wrong word.
Head
that's so
to head,
terrible.
Me versus you in our league of record. We're going to see that strategy because I've gone the depth route this year, and you've gone the power route this year.
And you were mad.
Yeah,
because you couldn't get deals at the end of the year for big names.
I would rather, in general, have those power players than the depth. But we're going to find out this year what.
Interesting.
And what will be really interesting for next year is running backs in the first round. I think that's going to be the hot topic of the fantasy discussion
You saw
over the offseason.
Lewis and Charles and
who's left? Adrian Peterson.
right.
He's the only first-round running back I can think of who's left.
No, and the guys we're relying on are guys like
Eddie Lacy looks like he might be okay.
Yeah, but
C.J. Anderson.
But those first round picks are coming back. They ruined your team for
Right.
a year.
if you held
Wait,
them, now you're
they
good.
crapped your team?
Yeah, I'm sorry. They crapped your team.
Yeah. That actually, honestly, Lacey and C.J. Anderson could not be those have got to be the two guys that crap the most teams. So